The following story has been brought to you by StoriesToInspire.org.
I want to share an incredible story. Chaim Pinchas Scheinberg, the yeshiva of Torah, used to have to travel periodically to raise money for his yeshiva. I remember when he came to Edison, New Jersey, we had the chance to meet Rabbi Chaim Pinchas Scheinberg. And one day before Rabbi Chaim Pinchas was leaving, he came over to his brother-in-law's house, Rabbi Moshe Schein, and he said to him, "Can I talk to you? I have a very important request I make from him." Rabbi Moshe said, "Of course." And he says, "Listen, when I travel, can't keep my starim. I barely have a chance to learn. I need you to do me a tova. Can you volunteer to put a little time that you wouldn't be learning, your extra time that you have in the day, and learn in my schus in that time? I'll have atzlach and siyat d'shmai, and I won't feel so guilty." So Rabbi Moshe, who himself was a big master Talmid Chacham, thought to himself, he goes, "You know what? I eat breakfast and dinner with my wife, and like when we usually schmooze, but I'll ask my wife if she's okay. I'm willing to shave off 15 minutes from breakfast and 15 minutes from dinner, and that extra half hour I'm going to learn with you in mind. Could that work?" And he speaks to his wife, and his wife says, 100% for Rabbi Chaim Pinchas, the Gadol Hador. And anyways, there'll be another half hour of learning. I'm willing to give it up. And he does. Rabbi Chaim Pinchas is tremendously makar toiv. A bunch of years later, Rabbi Moshe Fein was nifter, and Rabbi Chaim Pinchas Scheinberg came to be Menachem Aval, and he sits down, and the Almana is there, and she says to Rabbi Chaim Pinchas Scheinberg, "You're a Baal Chayv. My husband lent you hours of learning, and you never paid him back. Now that he's in the Olam HaElyon and he really could use the payback, what could you give? Could you be menadav a half an hour a day between now and Rosh Hashanah? It was 7 days before Rosh Hashanah. Could you donate a half hour a day of extra learning in merit of my husband, the schus of his neshama?" Chaim Pinchas turned white in the face and he says, I don't have extra time. I don't have extra time. I'm so sorry. I don't have an extra minute." But she kept pushing him. She says, "What do you mean? My husband made time for you. You could make time for him." Chaim Pinchas thought for a minute. He goes, "You know what? I can give 5 minutes a day for the next 7 days." And he looks at her, he says, "Aber verstehen Sie, understand one thing. That 5 minutes a day for the next week is worth $1 million. The Torah is worth $1 million. I just want you to understand what I'm giving you, the value of what I'm giving you." And she thanks him profusely. And as he's walking out, she turns to all her children and she says, "Understand what just happened. Reb Chaim Pinchas said that 35 minutes of learning, right, 5 minutes a day for 7 days, is worth $1 million. That means to say that every minute of learning is worth $28,000. She turns to her children, all B'nai Torah, and she says, "Understand what you have. You have $28,000 a minute. You're getting paid more than any CEO. Torah is worth more than all the dollars and all the gold and all the silver," which is, by the way, a message Reb Chaim Pinchas sent back. He said that $1 million was totally undershooting what it's actually worth. That's the perspective of a gadol. That's the perspective of someone who has priorities and values like Reb Chaim Pinchas Scheinberg, that every single moment is precious, and it's precious beyond.
Enjoyed this story? Come again. Bring a friend. StoriesToInspire.org